This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Monday, the 14th day of October in the year 2019. Here is what we're tracking tonight. A gold miner was shot dead this morning just outside the El Dorado Trading Company in the Silver Street, Newtown, Kitty, during what appeared to be a robbery attempt. Two other persons were injured during the attack, including the gold miner's driver. The dead gold miner has been identified as Dion Stull. He only came out of the interior region a few days ago. Surveillance video recordings showed a Toyota 212 motor car that the miner was in being closely followed by a white car as it drove along the Silver Street onto the entrance to El Dorado Trading. As the miner's car came to a halt in front of the El Dorado entrance, two men from the white car that was trailing it came running towards the car with guns blazing. The driver fought off the armed bandit who attacked him, while the miner opened fire on the second bandit who was on his side. The two bandits retreated as the miner, who was already hit multiple times, continued firing at them. One of the bandits could be seen stumbling as he ran back to the getaway car. From all appearances, the bandits left the scene empty-handed as the miner and his driver stumbled to their car. Another man who was in the area at the time was also shot. All three injured men were taken to the hospital where the gold miner Dion Stull was pronounced dead. During the shootout, residents in the area said they were forced to lay on the floor in their homes as the gunfire went off. They only emerged after the shooting and assisted in getting the injured men to the hospital. A car that was parked nearby had one of its windows shattered from the gunshots, and the Toyota car that the miner was in had a bullet hole to its front windscreen. Investigators believe that the gold miner was followed by the assailants to the trading company where he would usually sell his gold. Police investigators are going through several surveillance video recordings this evening and are on the lookout for the gunmen. Meanwhile, the Guyana Police Force this afternoon announced that the body of an 18-year-old rank of the Guyana Defense Force was found at around 11:50 this morning in the Tugville squatting area. The dead young man has been identified as Elijah Chesney of 562 Deerfield Sophia, Greater Georgetown. In a statement, the Guyana Police Force provided little details on the man's killing and the discovery of his body. However, it is suspected that he may be one of the bandits from this morning's shooting and attempted robbery outside the El Dorado Trading, which left that gold miner dead. During that attempted robbery, the gold miner fired several shots at one of his attackers, hitting him twice as the man could be seen in surveillance video stumbling as he retreated to the getaway car. The body of the GDF rank was found in Tugville moments after the shooting incident in the Silver Street Kitty. The GDF rank was also found in clothing similar to the clothes that were being worn by the gunman who was shot twice following the failed robbery. An investigation is ongoing tonight. The body is at the city morgue awaiting a post-mortem examination. More news coming up in a moment.
The Guyana Elections Commission would be conducting a claims and objections exercise from the 1st of October 2019. Persons have until the 4th of November 2019 to make a claim to be on the list if you will be 18 years or older by the 31st of December 2019, a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or registration, a citizen of a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for a period of no less than 1 year preceding the 31st of December 2019, persons who require changes or corrections to their particulars as stated on the preliminary list of electors, such as names, occupations, and transfers in relation to their addresses, can also do same during the claims and objections period. You must present the relevant original documents in order for the transaction to be completed. Don't delay. Visit the nearest GCOM registration office today. For more information, visit our website at www.gcom.org.gy. Follow GCOM on Facebook at Guyana Elections Commission. Contact us on 225-0277-9 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.gy or the nearest GCOM registration office.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
All across our nation, Guyana, we
see it in your lives, the future growing even stronger. GBTI, all eyes on Guyana skies as the voices of our people rise again. GBTI, Guyana's pride is in your eyes. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
Hi Guyana, I am Ambika Ramraj, Miss World Guyana 2018 and your GTT Pinktober Ambassador for 2019. Pinktober is GTT's flagship event aimed at raising cancer awareness and facilitating access to support for all Guyanese. In 2017, we raised $4 million. In 2018, we nearly tripled that amount. Thus, we have been able to continue our fight against cancer by providing support to multiple foundations such as the Giving Hope Foundation and GRPA. This year, our aim is to do even more, but we need your help. Become a corporate sponsor for Pinktober 2019. Visit our website www.gtt.co.gy/Pinktober 2019 for more information on how. GTT is in the business of saving lives, so join us now.
Welcome back. The bodies of two fishermen who went missing last week have been found. Two others are still missing. Yesterday, the body of 20-year-old Lamar Petrie washed up on the Maikoni foreshore. On Friday, the body of one of his crewmates, Kawal Kisun, was found on the foreshore of the Abari River. The two were among four fishermen who went out to sea recently, but their empty boat was found abandoned on Friday on the quarantine foreshore. Family members are calling for more information to be released by the authorities.
A jeepload of police officer came home by us and telling us that the boat that he worked on got hijacked and they found the boat but they couldn't find the body, and let we go at the police the next day. So the next day, that was Saturday the 12th, the captain of the boat, the mother, she called me and asked if I want to go with them. They're gonna go identify the clothes in the boat. So I said yes, I will go with them. So I go and I identify the clothes. I step in the boat. When I go in the boat, they were all my husband's clothes scattered on the ground.
It is suspected that the fishermen might have been attacked by pirates. Police investigators in the area are working along with their Surinamese counterparts as part of the probe. There are reports that the four fishermen were last seen alive in neighboring Suriname after they arrived there from Guyana. It is believed that they set out back to sea a few days later. Just last week, the bodies of two other fishermen who were brothers were found riddled with bullets in a Region 1 area. That investigation is also ongoing. Let's tell you now that a 24-year-old man from Sophia remains in police custody and is likely to face a murder charge before the end of this week after he strangled a man to death on Church Street here in Georgetown on Saturday night. The dead man has been identified as Jason Bowen. The incident occurred a short distance away from the office of the leader of the opposition. Security guards in the area reported that they noticed a tussle between the two men, and during the fight, the 24-year-old man reached for his belt and used it to strangle the other man, Jason Bowen, until he collapsed. The assailant was cornered and arrested by public-spirited citizens as he attempted to flee the scene. Emergency services and the police were summoned to the scene, and Bowen was pronounced dead, while the suspect was immediately arrested. Police believe the attack may have been a robbery attempt. Well, an exploratory mission from the European Union is expected in Guyana this week to begin meeting with various stakeholders on the upcoming elections. The European mission in Guyana has indicated that the government has expressed an interest in the EU sending a team to observe the March 2, 2020 elections here in Guyana. The advanced team, which arrives later this week, will be here to assess the advisability, feasibility, and usefulness of deploying an EU election observant mission to Guyana. President David Granger has already proclaimed the 2nd of March as the date for the elections. The Guyana Elections Commission is currently in the process of training persons who will likely have to work on Elections Day. Turning now to the industrial front as the investigations continue into the latest mining accident at Troy Resources, which claimed the life of a young geologist, union officials are calling for all of the operations of the company to be closely examined. Last week, the Ministry of Natural Resources ordered the immediate closure of the Kiruni mining site of the company after the mining pit caved in and killed geologist Ryan Taylor. Since then, a team from various government agencies, including the Department of Labor and the Geology and Mines Commission, has been probing the incident. Today, officials of the People's United and General Workers Union said the government and its agencies need to keep a closer eye on the company and its interior operations. They are convinced that all safety regulations are not being followed. Union Representative Lincoln Lewis.
All involved accountable for the combination of lapses giving rise to circumstances surrounding Ryan Taylor's death. The union demands a full, complete investigation into the depth, and reiterated that we will not rest until justice is done and standard safety practices are implemented at the mine site. The union is hereby calling on the government to ensure in this new era of Guyana economic development, as we invite foreigners to partner with us, they must do so with the understanding that every single Guyanese, every person within the 83,000 square miles, every worker of this land of ours. Basically what has been happening in Guyana, in these mining companies, rather than looking at safety, every morning what they do is call people to have prayer service, right? They're praying to God that something don't happen, but they aren't doing anything to correct the situation. And that's a major problem.
The union official said workers are restless and some have expressed fear for their personal safety since they are convinced that unsafe conditions exist at the mining company. Consultant to the union, Raymond Gaskin.
But the death of Ryan Thomas now, Taylor, has prompted us to also say a few words about the state of negotiations with the company with regard to the collective labor agreement and wages and salaries and conditions and their general attitude towards the union.
The union has also brought on geotechnical engineer Charles Series as one of its consultants, and he has expressed some concern about the landslide risk at the mining operations.
These large mining companies, they have a SSHE department, that's Safety, Security, Health and Environmental Department, right? That department is mandated to ensure that work is done in accordance with sound principles. So you can't, as an employee, no one as an employee of Gongstocks, for example, when I was there, can say to me they're not going to wear their safety gear because they don't wear their safety gear, they're not going to be in the job. The reality in Guyana is that people have a difficulty with informing themselves about the law and about, like, I just shared all this risk assessment to you. I'm quite sure that no one at GGMC, the Ministry of Natural Resources, or the EPA is familiar with this. And this is a public domain document that was sent to every one of them. So if they're adhering to this, these issues will not arise.
In a statement last week, Troy Resources explained that the geologist Ryan Taylor was standing above an excavated working face when the embankment that he was standing on collapsed and he suffered fatal injuries. The young man was completely covered and had to be pulled from the mining pit by other workers who were nearby. The probe into his death and the pit collapse are ongoing. Well, 160 persons who have started training in various health fields were today urged by Minister of Public Health Valda Lawrence to understand that confidentiality goes hand in hand with the health profession. During the launching of the Allied Healthcare Professionals program this morning, the minister said over the years there have been numerous complaints from patients about their personal information making its way out of health facilities. She said it is an issue that will not be condoned.
Having information at your disposal does not give you the right to share it with anyone, not even your husband, who tells you 40 times a day that he loves you. That part is not in the love menu. It's not in the family menu. Leave the persons whom you meet, whom you service, leave their information right there at the office. It's not for you to share. Think about yourself. because we all passed this road once.
Minister Lawrence said health professionals need to be reminded of the job that they are involved in and the importance of their patients having trust in them.
Don't take a snapshot on your phone and send it to your mother, or send it to the woman we there with, or send it to your wife. And I know what I'm saying. Do not do that. Should you do that, I can tell you you're not welcome in this family. You're not welcome in this family. I don't care if it's your auntie. I don't care if it's your cousin. They are a patient. Go and talk auntie, cousin, brother, sister matters elsewhere, but not the matters pertaining to your job. It remains right there.
The government is standing the full cost of all the training in the various programs. The duration will vary for the programs. The fields include X-ray technician, environmental health technician, laboratory technician, pharmacy technician, and audiological practitioner. Upon the completion of the programs, the new professionals are likely to benefit from various job placements within the public sector. In the courts, a 26-year-old Sophia resident was this afternoon remanded to jail after being charged with wounding another man. The accused, Adrian Scott, appeared before Magistrate Shirtle Isaacs and was not required to enter a plea to the untitled charge. According to the charge, on the 7th of October at Leopold Street, with the intent to cause grievous bodily harm, Scott aided his friend Kurt Carter, who shot Arlington Harper to the back. Carter is still to be arrested. The prosecutor told the court that it was the accused who provided the gun to his friend Carter to shoot the other man during a fight. The injured man remains hospitalized with a gunshot injury to his back. Across the region is coming up next.
The Guyana Elections Commission would be conducting a claims and objections exercise from the 1st of October 2019. Persons have until the 4th of November 2019 to make a claim to be on the list if you will be 18 years or older by the 31st of December 2019, a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or registration, a citizen of a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for a period of no less than 1 year preceding the 31st of December 2019, persons who require changes or corrections to their particulars as stated on the preliminary list of electors, such as names, occupations, and transfers in relation to their addresses, can also do same during the claims and objections period. You must present the relevant original documents in order for the transaction to be completed. Don't delay. Visit the nearest GCOM registration office today. For more information, visit our website at www.gcom.org.gy. Follow GCOM on Facebook at Guyana Elections Commission. Contact us on 225-0277-9 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.gy or the nearest GCOM registration office.
There once was a man named Stan whose business needed a new plan. Christmas was coming, this much was true. He needed some help but didn't know what to do. Then fast as a flash, 3 helpers did come from Republic Bank. They came with some. One had low interest rates, one reduced equity, one with approval so quick and easy. Now Stan is the man and his business is booming. Christmas is good and he is winning. Reach more customers and boost your business with a Republic Small Business Loan today.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
Across the region right now, Ecuador's government has agreed to restore fuel subsidies in a deal with indigenous leaders to end mass protests that have brought the capital of Quito to a standstill. The deal came after the two sides held talks brokered by the United Nations and the Roman Catholic Church. The talks, which were broadcast live on state television, came after nearly 2 weeks of violent demonstrations across Quito. President Lenin Moreno had imposed a curfew enforced by the military. A joint statement said the government had withdrawn an order removing the fuel subsidies. The two sides will now discuss a new law to ensure subsidies are not exploited by people who smuggle fuel to neighboring countries. Well, the Bahamas has deported more than 100 Haitian nationals less than 2 weeks after Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis warned illegal migrants that they should either leave the country voluntarily or be forced to leave, following the passage of Hurricane Dorian last month. A statement issued by the Department of Immigration in the Bahamas said a flight departed the Lenin Pendling International Airport in the Bahamas for Port-au-Prince, Haiti, with a total of 112 Haitian nationals, escorted by a team of law enforcement officers. The statement said that 21 females were among those deported and that it will continue its commitment to carrying out the mandates of the agency to combat illegal migration by establishing effective border control management in compliance with the statutes of the laws of the country. The brief statement did not include whether those deported had survived the passage of the storm. But at the start of the month, the Prime Minister, in a statement before Parliament, said that the government will be implementing its deportation of illegal migrants in keeping with the law. And finally tonight, international news. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's government has set out ambitious policies on crime, health, the environment, and Brexit in a Queen's speech that opposition parties have dismissed as an election manifesto. Plans for tougher sentences for violent offenders and legal targets for cutting plastic pollution are among 26 bills set out at Parliament's state opening. The BBC reported it was a long shopping list, but with the Prime Minister not having a majority, many of the bills may not become law. A political editor at the BBC said the Prime Minister was keen to focus on bread and butter issues like investment in schools, or coming up with, at long last, a new way of funding care for the elderly. But the BBC editor said that there was no guarantee the legislative program would be approved by Parliament. If MPs reject it, it will trigger renewed calls for a general election. During a debate in the Commons after the Queen's speech, the Prime Minister said his plans offered a new age of opportunity for the entire country. But Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn said the speech was a propaganda exercise, adding that the Prime Minister promised that the Queen's speech would dazzle them, but on a closer inspection, it was nothing more than fool's gold. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting.